Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Now, what did this nursery rhyme know that we didn't? I think it reveals everything. What if you knew, what if you could experience, what if you could see that life, the one you believe you are living, that seems so real and so solid, everything about you, your past, your future, your family, and where you're going was nothing but merely a dream? How would this change you? Would you fight against it because you don't want to believe it? Would it create a liberation, a freeing, a revelation? What would it do for you? Because your life is a dream. Your reality is a dream. And many of you don't want to hear this. Many of you won't want to know this because everything you believe that is so solid can come crumbling down like that. But I'm not here to crumble your reality. I'm here to open up your eyes for those who want to see something much more grand, something much more to this existence, to this life. Because when we are stuck in our own dream, when we are stuck in the reality that we call life, the perceived reality, we find ourselves to suffer more often. We find ourselves to be at the mercy of depression, being the victim to what circumstances arise. But if we knew that it was merely a dream, if we knew that it was a projection of consciousness, would we suffer as much? Would the suffering hold on as tight? What would be revealed? And that is what I want to talk about today, what I want to discuss in this video. And I think it starts with the perceived reality and the ultimate reality. There are two realities. One of them just isn't as solid. One of them exists within the other reality. That is what you call life. Your perceived reality is what you think you are truly living. What every individual believes they are going through, moving through. For some, it's a living hell. For others, it's boring. For many, who knows? Every individual perceives something different. It's the same thing as if two people are walking down the same street. One person sees it one way and the other will see it another way. This is because our perceived reality is based on the deep-seated programming, the conditioning, our childhood upbringing, and things that we believed we have experienced. For example, the reality that I believed I was living, the reality that I believed was so solid, was an insecure kid, an insecure man who was afraid of a lot, who suffered from anxiety, bodily tension, and had no purpose or direction in life. I wondered when it would be revealed to me, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? That is the life that I believed I was living. It was a reality that was narrated and created by mind, thoughts, stories. Many of us, all of us mostly, are living in this perceived reality. But there is a reality here that's quite magnificent, that isn't perceived. It's experienced directly because this reality is us. We are the ultimate reality. That is why life is merely but a dream. Because there is a dreamer seeming to be individuals, and these individuals are seeming to be living in their own dream. You think you are awake. You think you wake up in the morning, you put your feet on the floor and you go through your life, but you are still so asleep. You believe that the body holds it together. The mind and memory puts all the pieces together, completes the puzzle, but we are still wearing our nighttime shade. We are still asleep, seeming to be awake. But hopefully this video can spark a lucid dream. Hopefully this video can show you the dream itself and you can wake up while you are dreaming, also known as a lucid dream. The perceived reality that we believe stands on its own is nothing but the matrix of mind, thoughts, labels, descriptions, categories, seeming to separate everything. And then we believe we are the individual living our own solid dream. But if we expand just a little bit, if we step back just a little bit and don't pay attention to the content, don't pay attention to the noise and the chaos and the believed movement, what is revealed? The ultimate reality is us, not a body, not a name, not descriptions and labels, but that reality, that perceived reality, the dream itself, exists within the dreamer, from the dreamer, that you will never be able to locate. The senses will never be able to touch or recognize. You could never box in, never describe. So what's the point of this video? I'm trying to point something and tell you guys about something that I can't even explain, truthfully. But that's the beauty of it. You do your very, very, very best to point to something that you can't even truly find. But it is so intimate, so close, that it's undeniable. It's kind of like, unless you pay attention to your nose, you don't notice that it actually exists. But unless you see, like I can right now, the nose is always there. We seem to look past the most intimate and real thing that we truly are. And this is where we get the dream. Your life that you believe you are living, the past that you believe you have come from, everything along the way that has shaped you, in a future you believe you are going to. I'm not here to tell you that it isn't useful or necessary fiction, but it is a dream. It isn't real in the ultimate sense of being solid, existing on its own independently. There is something prior to it. There is a mirror that is reflecting this dream. They are one, they are the same, but the mirror is the ultimate reality. There is no duality. There is no separation amongst the mirror and the reflection, but most of us do not even notice the mirror. And that is why our perceived reality is nothing but merely thoughts, stories, narratives, and a bundle of emotions that we have identified with to solidify as a separate self. Can you feel this? Can you see this? Because our believed life wouldn't exist without us, without the divine, without the one true source giving it life. It is the simple metaphor of the screen in the movie. Our perceived reality is the movie. The dream is the movie. But truthfully, the ultimate reality is the screen that allows the movie to be played. Think of a stage in which a show is performed, the show of life being performed on the stage of the ultimate reality. It is the ground that we stand on. It is the fabric of humanity, the nature of reality. It is the fundamental source of all creation. Without it, there is nothing to be seen, and even the word and idea of nothing cannot exist without the knowing source. The source that truly cannot be described, it cannot be explained, it cannot be defined, and it cannot be located, but it is experienced within you as you. You are the ultimate reality. You are life. The reason I wanted to point this out, the reason I wanted to show you, bring to your attention that you are dreaming, is because most often the dream tends to lead to suffering. For me, it led to suffering, anxiety, fear, tension, insecurity, because I was so identified with the reflection of the mirror. I believed that it existed on its own. I believed that I had to figure it out, a problem to be solved, an equation to be figured out. But that never happened. For 32 years, I had no direction. I had no idea what I was. I placed my identity in fleeting things, fleeting objects, and fleeting ideas. I placed my identity in the body. It was only until I seen that my identity can be fleeting. It can be placed in all of these different things. It can come and can go. That isn't my true identity. That isn't our true identity. The eternal now is all there truly is. Timeless eternity experienced now is all there truly is. And I cannot find an identity of me within it. I can only find me as it. I cannot find a true identity within it. I can only find myself as it. This is where you continue to dream. This is where you continue to remain unconscious, to fall asleep. Lost in thoughts, lost in what you have to do, what you have to accomplish and acquire and figure out, seemingly to miss the no's that is here all the time, overlooking what is. You will never find another moment other than now. And when you surrender to this moment, you are no longer dreaming. You are living, you are experiencing purely the essence of yourself, life in reality. I'm not here to say your perceived reality is bad. I'm not here to say your perceived reality, your perceived life is something to get rid of. I'm trying to wake you up to the point and the fact that it isn't the ultimate reality. It isn't the solid standing structure on its own. There is something holding it up. There is something putting it together. There is a glue, a fabric that ties it and makes it stick together. And I want you to notice that glue. I want you to notice that thread. Because when you do, you see that you are not limited to, you are not a victim of, and playing small is no longer an option, because you see and you feel finally you have woken up within the dream. You are no longer a sleepwalker. And this can change your life forever. To some, for some, it can lead to an existential dread, because their believed reality, everything that they believed was life for so long, now comes crumbling down. In that, many of us cannot take that lightly, especially when we are so immersed and so asleep to the dream itself. Your life is a projection, is a simulation. If you are falling in line, falling into agreement, step by step, hand in hand, moving through the matrix of mind, you are in the simulation. You are asleep to it. You are part of it. The programming, the conditioning, it is you. You don't destroy that. You never can. But you can see the glitch within it. You can see it for what it is. And when you see that, you realize it isn't as solid. You see the glitches. You see that it is fragile. And you see that there is more. And that more is you. Truthfully you. The soul, the spirit, the essence, the divine, the source. Something we want to give a name to, but something we can never describe. Something we can never explain. So my question for you at the end of this video is, are you going to keep dreaming? Are you going to remain asleep? Or are you going to look? Are you going to wake up and have a lucid dream? Are you going to see the simulation for what it is? Are you going to see through the hologram? There is a reality inside of the ultimate reality. There is a dream inside of the dreamer, seeming to be individual, seeming to be separate, seeming to be isolated, alone, seeming to be division. We play into it, we breathe it life. Not everyone will wake up. Most of us never will, but you can. You can. If this video resonates with you deeply, if you feel something inside to explore this dream more, to see the ultimate reality and feel the ultimate reality of you, I have a community called the Core Collective Community. It is down below. And in many different variations, we explore our true essence so we can have a lucid dream. And when you have a lucid dream, you are set free from that which has been holding you down. The hologram, the matrix, whatever you'd like to call it, and you experience yourself as eternity, timeless. Now, take care, guys.